You're listening to the True North Success Podcast. Real stories of personal, professional, and financial wins from Alberta's best. With your hosts, Gary Ma and Amy Kim.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. Today, my special guest is Ibrahim Gedeon. He is a highly respected technology executive and the Chief Technology Officer Emeritus at Telus. For over 20 years, he played a critical role in transforming Telus from a traditional phone company into a global communications powerhouse with 18 million customers connections and over 18 billion in annual revenue. He is widely recognized for his expertise in network infrastructure, mobile technology, and innovation. Ibrahim is also an accomplished author. His book, Automadia, was named Tech Book of the Year by the Telecom Review Group and reached #1 on Amazon's AI textbook list. Currently, he serves as the Executive Director of Guardian Safety Net, focusing on providing better technology tools for first responders. It is my pleasure to have Ibrahim Gedeon on the show today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Gary. It's a pleasure to be here. When we started talking, I love the title, True North Success. And I have been blessed with great teams, so I can't take credit for anything myself.
So Ibrahim, I gave a quick overview of your success, but can you fill in the details of what you do, who you serve, and how long you've been doing this?
Like, you want the historical journey? Like, I graduated in engineering because I hated medicine. I'm a typical immigrant kid. You either become a doctor or an engineer. Mm-hmm. And I felt 7 years is too much of my life.
Right.
So I became an engineer, immigrated to Canada, did my graduate work here, and worked at Bell Northern Research, was then Nortel's R&D center. Great place to be, like one of the top employers at that time. And then, as you know, decided I like to see how things are used and applying them instead of building them. Mm-hmm. So I moved over from R&D to applied engineering and ended up running Nortel's wireless and global engineering team. And then Telus' opportunity came up. I did a bit of work with them, and they offered me the job as their chief technology officer, which was 2003. So that's the next phase of my life. And I was there until March 2004. They've got a great CTO now, and I think after 21 years, broke a bunch of records. In terms of tenure. So I'm just excited. It's a bit of a break. And as you said, it's been a fantastically fulfilling intellectually to work with first responders. Like getting some of the lead minds on technology to save lives. And we're doing it in non-for-profit, so nobody's making a lot of money on it. But it's a lot of fun. So that's what I'm doing now. And that's what the journey is being like, Gary, from a career point of view. Educationally, I'm an electrical engineer and an electrical engineer from my graduate degrees, and I never finished my PhD, but I've been awarded a few doctorates. So I think they gave up on me finishing. I was ruining their record for never graduating.
Well, from the time you started to now, I mean, it's been quite a journey in terms of the technological changes that we've gone through. So tell me more about that. Like through that journey, like you must have had lots of things that you've had to.
So Gary made a lot of mistakes. I was blessed with a great boss and an ecosystem that appreciated the tuition value on these mistakes, but the strategy was always bang on, right? Like, so it's the fulfillment, and I have to admit, like you ask about what are some of the biggest thing, you can never plan on a technology because that's going to change. So you plan on where you're heading and you try to fulfill it with the best technology possible, assuming it's going to change. It's like, it's very tough to say, oh, well, I'm planning in 5 years, I would have done X. By then, X has become legacy. Can you imagine you work for 5 years to do what was great 5 years ago? So you've got to build it in terms of an ecosystem whereby as you change and the technology changes, you're always able to upgrade, force fit, So when you buy the car, make sure you can replace the engine when a better engine comes on board. Or if you just want to change the steering wheel, by all means. Or if you want to add a coffee cup holder, it's like, do you remember the old joke when somebody says, "Oh, my bathroom is not working"? Somebody says, "Buy a new house." That's shitty technology planning. And I think when you have a right bunch of people who think, and business people, not just engineers, you start thinking, okay, well, I mean, I bought this car. Which pieces are going to change in how many years? If it's going to change in 10 years, then by then you're going to be bored out of the car anyway. But if it's going to change in 5 years, maybe I should make sure that piece is changeable in its design.
Okay.
And to be completely blunt, a lot of people want you to go with the locked in design. It's like bundling, right? Whether it's your phone bill, whether if you buy a certain item, if you buy all the pieces from one vendor, you get a better price.
Yeah.
But you do get locked into that vendor's way of operation. So yes, a lot of lessons learned. We truly were blessed with a board and a CEO, and I was at Telus, that believed technology innovation will save, will drive price points, will drive customer satisfaction, and more importantly, will future proof what you're doing, right? So you don't get down a run hole. And I thrived. I had a great team, so that was what we did. So I don't know if you know, but for our size, we were the best wireless network in the world for 10 years in a row, I think.
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
Which is good for Canada, right? Like, because we are a Canadian company, right? Regardless of the Telus assets. And we did a whole bunch of firsts for such a small operator. Like, people think of our geography as massive, yes, but we're 40 million people, Gary, right? Like, if you go to Sao Paulo in Brazil and you go 10 kilometers outside the boundaries, you've hit 40 million people. Same thing with Mexico City.
What would you say, kind of sets you apart from the competition? What comes easy to you that others find challenging?
I think it's institutional risk taking in technology.
Okay, so tell me more about that.
Well, you can. So, two things I think foundational. There's a lot of cool stuff. The question is, does it work for you? And the easiest answer is no, because it doesn't align. It's not by the same vendor. It's not. What we try to do, what I try to do, what the team tries to do is, well, let's take a closer look. So when Telus said we're going to be an all IP network in 2003, Internet Protocol, everybody around the world said, you guys are it's a science experiment. It'll never work. By 2006, we were justified. We said we were going all IP. We played with the technology. We understood the limitations. And then that actually afforded us one of the lead positions to get latest and greatest technology from the suppliers, be it Canadian or American or global. So I think that one thing differentiates us from the competition. And the other one, you're going to be shocked. And from the CEO downwards, we go through customer complaints. Very few CTOs or engineering teams will say, "Oh, Gary had an issue with his bill. Like, it's not my department." We actually go through them, say, "Okay, well, this is something I did that impacted this. Can I do something about it?" So that whole client rallying around the client, I think, is a very unique part of the culture. So these two together, I think, make us a lethal weapon. Plus, we've got great universities and great geeks and great employees.
Right. What kind of tips or suggestions would you give someone who wants to be more successful?
I think there's just one thing. Are you passionate about what you do?
Right.
Because if you're not, then just get a book and see how to be successful academically. But if you're truly passionate about what you're doing and you want to be successful on it, I believe the best tip is get a mentor.
Okay. Yeah.
And get somebody who's got the war wounds on their back.
Okay.
And is able to share. And it's up to you whether you want to learn or not. That's like a foundational thing. And they will advise you, right? Like, sometimes you can't be successful because the environment or the culture of the company will never make you successful.
Right.
So this is where these words of wisdom of people who've been there
Yeah.
will help you. Say, Gary, you're in a lose-lose situation, buddy. You can work 30 hours a day. It's not going to help. You can change everything you do. And don't forget, sometimes when you change too much of who you are,
Yeah.
it's not you anymore.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So I think we need to, first of all, do I really care about what I'm doing?
Mm-hmm.
Or do I just want to be successful? Then, yeah, read the right charts, kiss ass the right way. Like there's a whole bunch of academic steps. You can get the 10 commandments for that stuff. But if you really want to be successful and excel and be recognized in your domain, first, like what are you passionate about exactly?
Right.
And get
Yeah.
somebody who can give you the tips. Because sometimes, like my mother is a great cook. She's fantastic. God bless her. But I wouldn't trust her with anything to do with Japanese food or Chinese food. She's Mediterranean.
Mm-hmm.
She can make zucchini sing, eggplants,
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
kind of meat. But at the end of the day, if the environment is not there and you don't have the expertise, you're never going to succeed, right? Uh, and I find these data points or people around you who you trust and do have that depth and experience do help. So get the right mentor because
Mm-hmm.
they'll advise you.
Yeah.
Oh, do I have the right? Ibrahim, you're in the wrong environment. Gary, you'll
Yeah.
never succeed there, right? Because of blah blah blah.
Right.
It helps to have an external person. So you,
Yeah.
for sure, within your current ecosystem, you have people you trust and they trust you. But you need that outside person because they're actually abstracted and give you advice. Like one of the best advice I had was from an old boss of mine. Her name is Barb Callahan. Remember, this was like 1994, 95. I was
Mm-hmm.
junior director at that time. And I said, she just doesn't get it. She's not an engineer. Like, I mean, I'm explaining my heart out. She's not getting it. And then she took me aside. She says, you're trying to communicate to me. I said, yes. She says, if I don't get it, whose problem is it? I said, oh my God, she's right. It's my problem. So the
Mm-hmm.
fact she doesn't get it is my problem. And this is
Right.
what I
Right.
tell people like when she became a great mentor and a good friend. So she gives me all this great advice. This isn't advice that's going to come from somebody outside your domain that sees things that people that are not part of your culture will see. That's why it makes sense.
Right, right. So really having that mentor, somebody who's been through it before and being able to give some guidance can really help.
Yeah, like there's nothing wrong in if you're aiming to be head of marketing to talk to somebody in charge of marketing at National Bank, for example, or at ATB.
Yeah.
Even though you're in a tech company, for example, or you're in a power utility company, this is all cool stuff, right? Like just to uh, seek someone who actually also, it's a two-way street. You have a lot of mentors that just fake the process, and a lot of people who actually have vested interest.
Right, right, right. So like in your journey, you must have come across many challenges. Like what's one of the biggest challenges that you've had to overcome where you were able to turn that into a positive?
I think I think the biggest challenge I would say is platform investments, and I'll explain it in a second, and convincing finance people that is the right thing to do.
Okay.
Because it's always easier to add a widget. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you have, it's easy for me if you have a car to say, oh, I got to upgrade from the baby tires for spare wheels in the back to the real full size spare tire. That's easy to explain. It's
Mm-hmm.
more reliable. I have a lot of flat tires, for example, but it's very tough to explain why you're gonna put something. I'm gonna start preparing for the engine 3 years from now. It's like, whoa, are you sick? What's wrong with you? What are you like? What are you dreaming? What are you smoking?
Yeah.
Like your engine's fine. Why are you planning to replace an engine or investing in an engine 3 years away? So pitching things that are platform because everybody in the company will have to take the burden because you don't have the revenue stream that justifies it, or you're going to
Okay.
have multiple. So investment in infrastructure and platforms has been very difficult,
Mm-hmm.
and I got blessed with eventually found out the right people in finance who can help translate these things.
Okay.
It's like think of it as you can't build a highway when you don't have off ramps because the current road works. So justifying, and we're not politicians, right? It's easy for politicians. Oh, I'm creating jobs. I'm adding off ramps. We're connecting Calgary and Edmonton. You can go to Yellowknife by car in 6 hours. All the world's beautiful. They have their justification. But for you, it was like, well, you're driving and your job is not building roads. So why the hell are you building roads? So sitting down with finance to articulate the benefits of technology strategic investment was one of the biggest challenges. And it took a while to sort through it, through analysis. Like I always remind people, when Bill Gates took the whole idea of Microsoft, I think, to IBM, it didn't make the business case because they're selling mainframes. They said nobody will buy a computer.
Right.
Who would want a PC when you have a mainframe? So the business case, based on IBM's metrics, did not pass. The Airbus, the 747 business case on Boeing did not pass, which is one of the most successful planes for Boeing. People forget, but there was a great airline called Pan Am. And the CEO of Pan Am took the design and the objective to Boeing and committed buying X amount of planes. And they thought they were just doing a favor for a friend. And it became the most successful plane in the world. So we need, when you look at technology, in particular for people listening to this, when they're trying to innovate, it doesn't have to be technology. When you're trying to go against the normal grain, and there's innovation in everything from mopping the floor to friggin' quantum computing to space travel. If you're doing something different, the classical business case will likely fail it. So you need a bit of faith, you need a bit of latitude, and you need a bit of understanding. And when you fail, it's great tuition value as long as you don't fail and break the bank.
Right. It sounds like, things are going really well for you. As a busy technology professional, a lot of time is spent, running an active business, like when you're at Telus and now you're a director. When looking towards the future, many don't want to have to be working so hard to create income. Some of them are looking at different ways of creating income, maybe investing in stocks, bonds, crypto, or using a financial planner. What are your thoughts about the different ways of creating income outside of your work and active business?
So I've I think each one of us has got his own personal financial situation, but yes, I do realize you should never take bread to the butcher, and vice versa. So I have a financial planner. It's their job. They're good at what they do.
Yeah.
And I do have a stock portfolio. Can't just depend on Canada Pension Plan. We'll all go hungry.
Yeah.
I have a number of consulting opportunities. I only take the ones that align with my beliefs.
Yeah.
So I did some bit of work with the Canadian government on technology evolution. I don't want to be a consultant, Gary, right? Like I find most consultants' objective is to renew the consulting contract. My objective is to have people become educated and independent of consultants. So I'm not a good consultant for consultants' sake, if you know what I mean.
Right.
But I do have a portfolio. The latest book that you mentioned, Automatas, I did with Kyle Murray. Proceeds will go to the Cancer Society. Well, the author's proceeds will go to the Cancer Society. It's not money making, but I tell everybody, depending on your age, your level of risk for investment should change. Like when I had my son at 40 something, I changed my investment risk because you need to start thinking of other people who depend on you, for example. And I think you, depending on how much money you've got, you might want to get 2 financial advisors, not 1.
Okay.
Like split the pie. And then one thing that's changing now, not against any classical advisor, but there's a lot of financial advisors that are digital. And instead of charging people for 1% or 2%, they're into 0.5% and 0.75%. So all I'm saying is pick somebody that aligns with you. If you want somebody that comes to your house, has coffee with you, but charges you 1.5%, then great, those are available.
Yeah.
I like digital because it tells me they're with the times, and ethical investment is important to me. I don't know about many people. So even though, let's say, Apple stock is going through the roof,
Yeah.
if I find the company is not a good corporate community,
Yeah.
I try not to invest. So at some point, I did a lot of stupid things. My advisors hate me because I never went on the bandwagon of Apple going up, even though I think it's a great company.
Yeah.
But they're one of the worst community companies in the world. Like, they don't invest in the communities they
Mm.
sell to. Nothing
Mhm.
against them. Like, a lot of people take that stance. So,
Right.
but we can do something. So that was important for me, and the risk analysis was important. Find out if they actually are, before you pick a financial advisor.
Mhm.
Find out if it's their thoughts or they're just grab Chat GPT or somebody in Toronto came up with like three stupid lines and they repeat them. If that's
Okay.
all they do, honestly, do your own investment, right? Like, I mean, honestly, if there's no value add, then what are you gaining out of that person?
Right.
So
Right.
get your own investment account. You can Chat GPT daily or Claude it or
Yeah.
Perplexity it or Gemini it. It'll be just as good as reading the reports, right?
Yeah.
Pick a bank, read the reports. That save yourself all the percentages.
Right on. As we're wrapping up our interview, what kind of exciting plans do you have in the works in the next 6 to 12 months?
Well, there's two things. I'm hoping the Canadian government will release the plans for public safety network. We're one of the few countries where our first responders, Gary, are using
Mm-hmm.
2000 technology.
Oh,
Think about
okay.
it. Other than your spouse, your
Yeah.
partner, and your kids and your parents, you have nothing that's 26 years old.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but the guys who save lives, save my
Okay.
life and your life,
Yeah.
the RCMP, the firemen, they're
Yeah.
using technology circa 2000.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So they've been at it since 2019, and I'm just hoping, fingers crossed, that we can start executing and getting better technology, right? Like, it's a bit of a shame when an ambulance comes to your house and they got their washing machine beside them. By the way, which costs around $12,000 US. Think about that. They got the washing machine like this, and then poor individuals are going around with their Samsungs or their Huawei's or their Apples, taking WhatsApp pictures and and video to provide a better coverage. I think so. I'm hoping that's going to busy me out, and I hope that
Yeah.
the government of Canada, through their public safety and emergency services, will they've collected input. God knows it since 2019. So hopefully they'll just formulate it to a policy, and then we can get going. And it's got to work. If you remember the issues in Ottawa, and sorry, we talked about me being on tangents. If you remember the whole uh, truckers
Convoy. Yeah. Trucker
convoy
convoy.
and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, people, let's say you're in Halifax Police or Vancouver Police, and you're trying to support the Ottawa Police, right? Because it
Yeah.
doesn't matter which side you're on. I don't really care. It did cause issues, right? And they needed more policing. They had to give them phones. Like, can you imagine how stupid it is your phone doesn't work?
Oh, yeah.
Your washing machine that comes from Vancouver or Edmonton does not work with the washing machine system. And when you look at the stupid things like the size, they weigh way 2 kilos, and it's
Oh,
got less power than a 3G phone.
oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's kind of crazy. Crazy.
exactly. So that's it with parting thoughts. That's what I'm hoping it's going to keep me busy. And thank you and your audience for having me on. It's been exciting.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time and being able to share your thoughts and insights and tips with us. It was a real pleasure to have you on the show. Ibrahim, if people want to connect with you, what's the best way?
LinkedIn, and as long as they mention the post, I know it's not a blind request to sell me something.
Right on. Thank you so
Cool.
much.
Stay safe, Gary.
Take care.
Ciao. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Want to share your success story? Apply to be a guest at truenorthsuccessshow.com/guest. We'd love to hear from you.